smoke.
Are we on? What the fuck is going on there? Is it the internet? From what one? Mine?
Yeah.
Just take it off. That sucks.
But we're live.
We're live. Hey,
Welcome.
Don.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Happy Cinco de Mayo. We I have two son-in-laws here, Jake and Don. Nick decided he just didn't want to come on, and Tony, he's at home with the boys. So
One of them's got an excuse.
one of them has an excuse.
Thanks for having me, guys. Good to be back.
Thanks for coming on. Great to have you back.
Love it.
Always.
So we have today was Ainsley's first communion, which was great. We had a party of like 80 people here, or at the bar, I should say, not here. And it was fun. It was a good time. A lot of food.
Great food.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good. Fun time. Fun party.
Sweet. So let's start it off today.
I mean, I'm going to double barrel here.
Yeah, Jake's in the Cinco de Mayo spirit with his lime lager.
Lime lager and crisp lime lager and crisp lager.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you, New Trail.
For sure.
Thank you, Don. So this week's a big week for us here. We have Rehab.
On Mother's
First,
Day.
we have Act Casual, which is this band that does a lot of festivals.
Mhm.
So like a hippie jam band. They are awesome.
Mhm.
Super good. The lead singer's voice is amazing.
It's Thursday.
That's Friday.
Friday.
And then Saturday, probably a DJ, I think. And then Rehab on Sunday, Mother's Day.
Last week I was here. You had a solo act with a soundboard that he was working with his feet. So he would start beatboxing and drumming on stuff and record that on a loop, play that loop. Then he'd pick up his bass guitar, play his bass line, maybe sing with the bass, record that loop, and then pick up the melody guitar and either sing with that or sing with the bass. But record all these loops and play them on the soundboard with his feet, build the whole song live in front of
Wow.
you. It was super cool.
That is
Damn.
super cool.
Yeah.
That's talent.
That is talent.
Yeah, it takes a lot. And he was doing everything. He was doing NSYNC. He was doing Smashing Pumpkins.
Now, was
Also-
that live band karaoke, or was that
No,
that's the dude that we had here?
Yeah.
I was away. I wasn't
Mhm.
here that week.
So he wasn't making his own music. He's,
Right. Yeah, he was doing covers.
wow. That's
I
even,
think he played maybe a couple originals.
Super cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You should have him back. It was fun. And if you missed it, you got to catch the next one.
Yep, for sure. Get your tickets to Rehab.
Yep.
Selling out quick.
Mm-hmm. Sunday, what time?
6 to 9.
6 to 9 on Sunday.
The VIP party. It's a meet and greet.
Mm-hmm.
And Danny loves to party. The whole band. They're
Mhm.
great.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fun. And so the meet and greet, the VIP tickets, you get to hang out with the band during sound check. They do their sound check. Then they're coming up, signing autographs, having a couple drinks with everybody. And then we have the bar and the cigar lounge is going to be open for it. And then you get the seats, the tables
Mhm.
are all
Yeah,
VIP.
reserve tables
Reserved
for the
tables.
show.
Yeah. It's going to be
Otherwise,
pretty
you're
badass.
standing.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're standing. And I have one seat reserved at the bar for a friend of mine that can't walk too well. So if we need any special requests,
Yep.
you can make
We're
them.
making ADA.
Accessible.
Yeah.
Accessibility
Mhm.
for sure. Always try.
Always.
So Don, what do we have today?
Well, today for whiskey, we've got Benchmark. We are about halfway through our series of Benchmark to prove that cheap whiskeys can actually be really good. This one's a small batch. So this one comes in right at 90 proof. Small batch means 99 barrels or less mixed together into the batch that went into this bottle, but it doesn't particularly say how many. So I'm going to assume 99 barrels. It says
Were
select.
they on the wall?
Yeah, it might have been. Well, they're definitely on the rig.
Definitely on the rack.
So it says select barrels are chosen for the small batch Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey by our master distiller. The aroma of vanilla and oak gives way to delightful hints of caramel, leather, and honey.
Nice.
Okay.
I think this is going to pair well with the cigar today too.
So let me ask you on the small batch definition. Is that like a bylaw that anything labeled small batch has to be under 99 barrels?
Yep. And sometimes they'll tell you exactly how many barrels it is. Eagle Rare is a small batch. It's a whiskey we talk about a lot. But that's not 99 barrels. That is much closer to 1 barrel. And it's like almost crazy that they're selling it Eagle Rare for like $30 for a 10-year-old small batch when it could be like a $60 10-year-old single barrel.
Right. Thank you.
Everywhere sells it like it's a $150 10-year single barrel.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. So right off the bat, I can smell this. Right,
smell
the aroma
honey.
is amazing.
Yeah, honey's kind of filling the room.
I'm kind of thinking this is going to be like their 9-year.
Mm-hmm.
Was that 9? The first one?
8. Small batch number 8.
8.
Which is about it's not disclosed at 8 years old, but it's probably 8 years old.
Yeah, and that was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
This one smells really good.
Mm-hmm.
Jake, what do you get?
Definitely a lot of the honey. I almost want to say a little bit of a pineapple, and it might be just the sweetness of that honey, but I'm getting some kind of a very sweet fruit, like a pineapple.
Note.
Yeah.
No, I totally smell the pineapple. That aroma's coming out real heavy. Wow, good nose.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We have a great soap up here, but all I can smell is my hands when I'm trying to smell this whiskey.
Oh, I smell that pineapple.
There's a sweetness to it.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is going to be exciting.
That's right.
I hope this is like so much flavor coming through, like that first one.
I don't know that I've ever gotten a pineapple off of bourbon.
We had one on the show that was super interesting. It was barrel. Was it the New Year? Or was it a different one? But we had a barrel, and they talked about on the back of the label, barrel's big into blending. And they talked about on the back of the label how they picked those barrels to blend, and they were getting tropical fruit notes. And we're like, that's not supposed to be in there. That's really weird. But you start drinking it, you're like, holy shit, they're there. And then we watered that one back because the label said to.
I don't think that was New Year. That was the other one.
It was the other barrel craft. And as soon as you like watered it, it just really opened up into these crazy tropical notes. But it's not something we found since then.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It tasted like, I think we said Fruit Loops. Didn't
Yeah.
No shit.
we? No shit. It was pretty wild.
Mm-hmm.
Why? I feel like that was the salt one, not the New Year. What was the other one?
The seagrass?
Seagrass.
Might have
the
been
seagrass?
It might have been the seagrass.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah. That's one people go crazy for.
Let's try it. First reaction, Jake.
Wasn't getting a lot up front.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't a lot to speak to up front. I'm struggling with this one a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of like a trick question. There really is nothing up front. The aroma is really overpowering the character of it.
I'm telling you, so far the benchmark, that base bottle has everything else beat.
Mm-hmm. So weird.
So weird.
It shouldn't happen.
No. That's why we do the show, though.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Everything else was like, this should be, I'm not saying this should be the base, but this should be the base.
Mm-hmm.
That first one just knocked my socks off. So excited for the rest of them. And like,
Just hasn't come to par.
They have not lived up to the original one.
It's not bad by any means. Not to put it down like that. It's not bad by any means. It's good. I think after the second sip, I'm getting a little more little more of your spices, your cinnamon, your nutmeg, and some of that leather. I'm just not getting anything on the front.
In the nose, I'm getting more leather now. Less sweet honey, but still a fair amount.
Yeah, as it's opening up, that sweetness is starting to evaporate.
This is tasting more like a scotch almost. I taste a lot of peat coming through. Oh, I see Mr. John Schaefer.
John Schaefer out there.
I'm starting to get some oakiness come through, but
It absolutely drinks more like scotch, where like that kind of front end is really missing, and then that back end, I'm not even going to call it spice, but there's like a little bit of tingle in the back that kind of reminiscent of a rye whiskey, but is more so like scotch.
Yeah.
I'd say it's scotch without that smoke.
Yeah, without that smoke.
Without that smoke.
But it has a almost like an herbal, earthy character.
Yeah.
That you would expect.
This doesn't taste anything like it smells.
No,
No, it does
nothing.
not at all.
Not at all.
It's
so weird.
It's again kind of a letdown for me.
Yeah. Oh, what we've tasted out of these bottles for Benchmark has been so strange that like I almost feel like these bottles have been abused. But before I got my hands on them, there's no way to know. But
When you say that, do you mean just stored away, hitting the sun?
Yeah, like temperature and light struck.
Let's light up a cigar and see if it helps.
Sure.
That might bring out some notes for us. Let's do it.
You might not taste the whiskey at all after this.
So here's the thing. We've had some pretty mild single flavor from Benchmark,
Yeah.
except for that first one.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a pretty robust cigar tonight.
Mhm.
It's
Because you've had very balanced cigars to go with the
I have.
Benchmarks.
So I went a little deep
Mhm.
with this one.
Mhm.
It's a cheap cigar. It's a
Mhm.
cheaper cigar. It's a more inexpensive cigar, as my buddies would tell me to say. So-
don't say cheap.
This is what was this? $9, I think.
I think so.
It's a Punch Diablo. Hi, honey. Can you say hi?
We got a special guest, guys.
Amber.
Hey.
I need the AC key.
In the drawer.
Which one is it?
The first one.
Can I use them?
It's a silver one. It's there.
And it's gone.
So the Diablo. A little bit of Spanish for Cinco de Mayo,
Mhm.
right?
Cigars usually are.
So it's called Punch.
Yeah, Punch was the brand, not something I've ever seen. Maybe
Yeah.
something I've overlooked.
Definitely nothing I've seen either.
It's got a Sumatra wrapper, which I'm gonna assume is a coffee wrapper because that's a very important coffee strain.
What are these? There's symbols on here, Don. I can't tell what they are.
Those little medals. Let
Yeah,
me see.
They're tobacco leaf. Well, the one's a tobacco leaf.
I can't really see it.
That one looks
Being
like
the oldest one in this room.
Yeah, it's funny. They're embossed, but they're like not very well embossed. So you got tobacco leaves. There's a shield, probably for the family or the company.
yeah, like a coat of arms thing. Looks like a Joker.
Yeah, dude, that looks like a. Oh, that's their logo. Punch's logo is like this little like Joker dude, and then 5 stars looks like a Dragon Ball.
So they wrapped it nice. It's I should have checked a little more on this cigar.
Mhm.
I didn't check a whole lot.
Mhm.
I just thought, let's pick it up. It's something we haven't had before. So I don't know a lot about the profile.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna lie, but we're gonna check it out later.
The box said the darker side of Punch.
Oh,
And,
it did. That's right.
And the side you cut's got a fat. It definitely tapers, right?
It does.
Oh, it's
it
a
does.
torpedo.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
torpedo.
Should be a good smoke, I think.
Smells
It
good.
smells really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like for as dark as it is, that it doesn't smell burnt.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Oh, you got it.
Yep. Thanks.
Jake's got this special technique that he's developed to lighten a cigar, and I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Don. Appreciate the details you're picking
I
up on.
bet they burn real straight for you.
I try my damnedest. I really do.
Did you learn that out in Kansas?
Oklahoma.
Oh, Oklahoma. Oklahoma light.
The Oklahoma light.
No, I mean I start in the center.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure the center gets a nice burn to it.
Mm-hmm.
Then work around the edges and make sure that the edges. That's how I try and keep it equal.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you go from there, you just
I do it the opposite way.
you go
The
edges and then in.
outside in.
And then the center. So I don't want the center to burn deeper than the outside. That's my logic. It's a real nice cigar. It tastes real nice.
A lot of the darker wrap cigars that I have, like I said, you get that the burnt. It's like a charcoal, almost like a burnt steak kind of
Mm-hmm.
flavor. Not getting that burnt with this, but it's extremely smooth and a lot of that deeper chocolate, dark chocolate profile.
Mm-hmm.
I really like it. I like it a lot.
It smells deep, but smooth, like like a Russian Imperial Stout that's been sitting away for a couple of years.
It is very smooth.
Great analogy, Don.
Mm-hmm.
Great analogy. All right, so I think I want to sip some more of this benchmark.
Yeah.
With this cigar now. I'm smelling the offset of the smoke, and it doesn't smell like it tastes. Like it really has a lot more flavor than what you smell here.
Mhm.
Kind of the opposite of benchmark.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. With all the aroma.
And the two will balance together,
Let's
hopefully
see.
to
I
give
mean,
us
I
a
hope
great
that's
pairing.
what we got. Once you shit, we nailed the formula to benchmark.
That's why we do this.
It's the Diablo and benchmark. What's benchmark in Spanish?
I don't know.
We should figure that one out.
Yeah.
Somebody should probably message us that.
That wouldn't be a literal translation.
Benchmark has to be literal, right?
Well, it would be like the word for like the standard, right? Because you wouldn't like you wouldn't translate bench and mark, because then that wouldn't make any sense in Spanish.
Good call. The damn American or the English language.
Right.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
So I'm going to say this. You should tell me what changed there, because it changed a little bit.
I almost got chocolate on the front end, or something in that category, and then in the back it's like, I'm gonna say hot honey, but I don't mean like Nashville hot honey. I mean like ethanol forward and a honey, like deep sweetness.
So this is going to sound fucking crazy.
That's what I like to hear.
But before I even took a drag from the cigar, the first flavor I got was Applejack cereal. And I think it's a mixture of some of the fruitiness coming back to it, which I wasn't expecting. I thought it'd be gone.
Mm-hmm.
And then some of the cinnamon spice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's that what we associate with cinnamon that's not cinnamon, right? Like Apple Jacks, Fireball, and I don't want to say that this tastes like Fireball because it's like far and away better than Fireball, but it's got that spice that you say, yeah, that's cinnamon.
Yeah, I'm getting like an apple profile now
Mhm.
on the front end.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm actually getting some front end notes out of it, and it's that fruitiness.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that's the cigar or if it's just opening up that way.
I think the cigar, once I took a sip and hit that cigar right away, total like sweet. Like, you
Mhm.
can taste that come through. And you said chocolate. It was like kind of reminded me of a chocolate
Mhm.
type, like a dark chocolate. Let's try it again.
Man, this is gonna be a tough one.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, I taste it like it. To me, I'm tasting like a dark chocolate on it. So while I was away, we were at the draft. What was your favorite part of the draft? You guys both watched part of it, didn't you?
Oh, absolutely.
I
Yeah.
watched, I think, 2 nights. My favorite part is that you had a hand in setting it up and operating it.
You know what my favorite part was? Seeing Cohen at the TV watching
Yeah.
the draft.
Yeah.
And he sends me this message. My grandson, he's 5 years old. And he goes, "Where's Pop at? I want to see Pop on the TV on the draft."
I was hoping for it too, and you were like, "It's not gonna happen, but we're having fun."
Yeah. So they put me at I've worked the red carpet. I've done the VIP athlete, the musicians, their entries. And I usually do like the bigger entries. This one was crazy. So I was supposed to have all the athletes that were doing autograph signings come through. And there were so many people. I was like, no,
Mhm.
not going to happen. We had to change the route for them to come into the venue because there was so many people. 730,000 people.
Yeah.
Over the course of 3 days.
Record for a draft.
It was unbelievable. So many people. And it was just managing people
Mhm.
the whole time.
Yeah, you guys would have never got in if they were signing autographs
No,
down the carpet.
it was crazy. It was crazy, but it was cool. Super cool. But I love seeing the pictures of like Cohen and
Mhm.
all of us texting and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Our boy Kendall Milton did not go in the draft,
Mhm.
but he was picked up by the Eagles
Immediately.
right after the draft.
Mhm.
And he smoked our cigars.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Mhm.
Good time. So we'll see him in Philly.
Yeah.
He's your boy from Georgia, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And I think now, like, I told his dad, I was like, field seats. You know what I mean? We're going to be standing room only down on the field for at least one game. All those boxes I sat on,
Yep.
right, Chris?
Yep.
I hope you're listening.
Yeah, so I mean, the Eagles have a really interesting situation at running back where they've got kind of some smaller, faster finesse runners that they've had for a couple of years, and now Kendall's coming in as kind of literally like a goal line power back.
Yeah.
If they get down to the 2, fuck this QB sneak and Philly. What is it? Philly special now?
brotherly
tush
shove.
push, the tush push, brotherly shove, whatever the hell they're calling it now. Teams seem to be figuring that out at the end of last year. Like they were not having as much success as they were when they first started it. So now you've got this dude, young running back out of Georgia, who you can hand the ball off to at the 2-yard line and can just do his thing. And I'm excited for that.
He was I think I saw something somewhere, like the biggest person up for the draft, running back wise, and definitely the largest of the running backs that Philly has, and have had for many years, from what I understand.
Man, he's bigger than Shady. He might be the biggest running back since Deuce Staley, who's the running back coach in Philly, and a big guy, like a Jerome Bettis kind of guy. But Kendall might be the biggest guy since then.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited he's in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, congrats to him.
Yeah, congratulations, Kendall. Can't wait to see you here.
Yeah.
So Chris said they're probably going to try to get here definitely now.
Yeah.
With him in PA.
Yeah, they're just 3 hours.
Yeah. But we have to have him on before he goes like crazy practicing and stuff like that, which I know is now, but
yeah, no downtime.
Yeah.
But we'll find time, hopefully.
We'll get him in
Kendall.
March.
Yeah, to Kendall.
Kendall.
Congrats, buddy.
definitely opening up.
Yeah.
Still like a single profile though. Like, it's
like-
not changing at all.
I'm actually losing the back end now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting front end and losing the back end.
I'm not getting much front end yet. The big thing in whiskey right now in America is these single malt American whiskeys that are kind of like Scotch. No peat involved, but single malts or double malts. And this feels like it's in that category. This doesn't really feel like bourbon, right? This
It doesn't.
feels like single malt.
Yeah, but I'm losing some of that initial, like that's leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's leaving the palate. I'm not tasting that
Mm-hmm.
that peaty, like real Scotch type
Mhm.
flavor anymore.
Mhm.
But at first, it was totally there.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. The cigar is great.
Oh, it's
It's
fantastic.
burning great.
Yeah.
They're burning exceptionally well.
It has so much flavor. I'm really impressed with this cigar.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens when you get over the taper and it
Mm.
starts to get small.
So I had a cigar with my boys out in
Detroit.
where was I? Detroit. It was fantastic.
Did you meet Eminem?
I didn't even know he was there. Like, I heard he was there. I did not. Did he perform?
He did.
He did.
Well,
He came
he
out.
came out and kind
I
of.
think he did the
he
like
did
the
a thing.
openings, like opening the draft with.
Yeah, I think
Goodell.
I think his music was playing. I don't think he was singing.
Wow, that's crazy. Like I was so far away from there
Yeah.
though. And I had no idea if he was there last year.
Mhm.
So I found something out. Everybody knows Pittsburgh's in the running for the 2026, and it's looking pretty good. And it's going to be a fun one because all you guys are going to have to come to the draft
Yeah.
in 2026 if it's in Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm. If. What's next year? Texas?
No, it's fucking Green Bay. Dude.
Green Bay. That's what it is. Yeah, yeah.
Bring your jacket.
Yeah.
Bring your
It's gonna be
winter
cold.
coat.
It's gonna
Listen,
be
we
cold.
had everything from 90 degrees to like 31, 30,
Mhm.
maybe even 28
Yeah, big
the
swings.
one night.
Big swings. And
Oh, it
and you
was
got Lake
crazy.
Effect, Lake Michigan.
Yeah. Oh, and the other thing, we look at our hotel across the river. It's Canada,
Yeah.
and it's to the south
Across
of
the lake.
Detroit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not even a lake. We're not at the lake yet.
It was at the river.
It's the river. So there's like Lake Detroit or something,
Mm.
some little pond,
Mhm.
and it's got big tankers traveling through it
Mm.
to get to Lake Erie.
Mhm.
Erie, and then what's the other one right there?
Michigan.
Huron?
Michigan's right
Michigan,
there. And
Michigan.
Huron. Yeah.
Yeah. Michigan and Huron,
Mhm.
something like that. I think it was Erie and maybe, I want to say Huron.
Mhm.
Anyway, my geography's a little off right now.
Well, yeah, you had me at.
Canada being south.
Yeah,
really
let's
fucked me
go.
up.
Oh,
South
that
to
totally.
Canada.
Yeah, that totally doesn't make any
Doesn't make any
sense.
sense.
Yeah.
Everybody's going north, south, east, and west. And I'm like, what?
Especially when you're not looking at a map, like you're standing there looking out and you know which way south.
Yeah.
That really screws you out.
hmm
Mhm.
Well, they showed me the map and it said Canada. And I'm like turning it around. And they're like, no.
Yeah.
No, Canada's south.
I think that my favorite Snapple fact is that Reno, Nevada is northwest of Las Vegas or Los Angeles, California.
Okay.
It's wild.
Wait, say that again.
Reno, Nevada is west of Los Angeles.
Northwest, you said.
Northwest, but yeah, but west of Los Angeles.
Wait a second.
Northwest. It is
Because of
technically
that,
northwest. but
Because it
western-
wraps down
Because
below.
Canada bends, yeah. Or because California bends, it's again.
Wait, I'm so confused now. Is this true?
Yeah,
This is true.
yeah. Reno, Nevada is northwest of LA.
Get the fuck out. You're
It's
fucking
true.
with me.
It's
There's no
Snapple
way.
told me.
You can't fuck with the Snapple facts.
Snapple's off on this. The internet is probably
I'll
going to
show
tell you
you
that's a
a map.
lie.
I'll
I want
show
to see it on a map. This is crazy. There's no
Yeah,
way.
it's that because California comes down and then bows to the southeast, right?
Mhm.
I hear you. Fish ain't
Oh,
biting.
it's still.
Fish ain't biting on this one.
If somebody were to come up to me and go, "What's further west, Los Angeles or Reno?" Yeah, I'd say you're fucking high if you said Reno.
No way.
Wow.
That's crazy. So what's the parallel with
We'll show you
Reno
that.
then? Is that like Geez, Sacramento.
Carson
So what's
City is
to the
also west. So very
What's
very
due west
close.
of?
Very close. So due west of Reno is Chico, which is very north California,
Okay.
and Sacramento is just a little bit south of
I
that.
say
Gotcha.
we're talking redwood country.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, Chico's up there.
Yeah, yeah, Chico's where Sierra Nevada is.
That's insane.
Mhm.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? Snapple knew.
Snapple knew. They were right.
Has Snapple ever done us wrong?
No, Snapple's always right.
Snapple should start a service.
Just for trivia.
I'd use
Right,
it.
Google.
Yeah.
Don's known as Google to my friends
Oh yeah.
in Colorado.
Mhm.
Jake,
do know a
Jake
lot.
will be calculator or something.
No, there's got to be a better one
Yeah,
than calculator.
gotta be. Jake's good with numbers and memory.
You guys want to know Ian's driver's license number?
Yeah, Ian is a friend of theirs who I guess just kept forgetting his number.
No, it wasn't that he would forget his number. I think it was just that we were talking the one night about that very thing. Like, so for me, if I hear a series of numbers and I can make a pattern out of it, it just sticks in my head.
Mhm.
And so he wanted to test it with me. So he gave me his driver's license and he said, memorize the number. In 5 minutes, I'll ask you. So I studied his license for a few minutes, got a pattern in my head. I said, all right. 5 minutes later, he asked me, gave him his number back. He said, all right, you got it.
Yeah.
Well, then a couple days would go by. He'd ask me again, shoot it out to him. He's like, what the fuck? It's been probably
It's like 15
the better
years.
part of 5 years since I've
5.
seen Ian or have even really talked to him.
Mhm.
And the one night, it's like midnight. Text me. It's my driver's license number.
Because he's got a Colorado number now, so
Yeah.
that one's gone. He doesn't even know what the answer is.
So I shoot it back to him. It's not saved in my phone. It's not nothing. It's just in my head. And he goes, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Everything's right.
But yeah, I still got it in my head.
So Jake's definitely too young to remember this, and maybe you too, Don. I'm not sure. But before cell phones, it was house phones, right?
Mhm.
So growing up, I remember so many of my friends' phone numbers.
Yeah, me too.
And so my friend comes in from high school and he's like, oh, call me at my mom's. And I said, 32, I won't say it.
Mhm.
And he's like, how do you still remember that? I was like, what's mine? And he goes, well, it was this. And I was
Mhm.
like, there you go, you
Yeah.
know?
Mhm.
But we still remember,
You had
like
to-
my grandfather's phone
You had to
number.
memorize them.
Yeah, 322-8366.
Yeah, I don't
You
know.
had to memorize.
I don't know
it.
Sabrina's phone number, but I know all my family and all my old friends.
Yeah.
I
You don't know
remember.
Sabrina's cell phone?
No, it's
Why?
an easy one too.
What if you were
I-
like locked up?
Well,
you got
I-
locked up
I
for
think-
something stupid.
I think
He's
I-
probably calling you.
Yeah, I'm I don't know his number either. I
don't
have
know
to
your
call my
number.
grandma because that's the first one that comes to mind.
You know how I learned Liv's phone number? Going to Wegmans and she type it in all the time, or like ordering
Same.
out the food. She gives him
Same.
the phone number
Yeah.
for like the call him
Mhm.
back. Just hearing that, I'm like
Mhm.
kind of just stuck in my head then.
Mhm. So Sabrina's phone number is 570, obviously, and then her first 3 numbers are her mom's address,
Oh,
and
shit.
then
really?
and then the last 4 I have to like
I don't
work
even know
for.
that.
Yeah,
I mean, I didn't know her number was that. That's
right.
crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Mhm.
Amber has a pretty easy number
Mhm.
to remember.
So my parents have the same exact cell phone number, but my dad's ends in 1 and hers ends in 2.
Mhm. Yeah, because when they assign numbers, it used to be sequential like
Mhm. And then my dad's got to be a smartass and say, well, it's because he's number 1.
that.
Olivia and Sophia are off by 1 digit.
Yeah.
And then me and my dad are off by 2.
Oh,
5'8" is him.
Is
5'6"
Wiggle in the
is
middle?
mine. No, Wiggle's got something really fucked up.
It's fitting.
Fitting. Yeah, his is way off than anybody.
Yeah.
He was that little like micro dose of this line or this number that very few people have,
Mhm.
but it was like boom, Pennsylvania, Williamsport. Here is this
Mhm.
number dedicated to you guys, and then fucking LA took it over or something like that. It was messed
It's
up.
funny.
Yeah, it is.
I remember when area codes got introduced.
Oh,
We
yeah.
have to memorize 3 more numbers.
and then they changed ours. We were 717,
Mhm.
and then 717 got so
Well,
big they cut it
It's
and said, "Oh,
Harrisburg.
this is 570."
Yeah.
So we were 717, and then it was 570.
All my friends had different area codes because there's so many people in Montgomery County. There's like 4 area codes down there.
We'll come
Interesting.
across some old Mayflower boxes that, like for my grandfather's time, and they're printed with a 717 area code.
That's
It's
wild.
kind of neat to
It
see.
is wild.
Wonder what happens if you dial that.
I get some
You get Mayflower, Harrisburg.
probably out of business.
That's great. All right, let's do this. Let's rate it and go out and hang out.
Yeah.
You know, the aroma's not changing a whole lot either.
Yeah, I'm back to the original aroma of just like honey, and it didn't really fluctuate too much from there in the middle.
I hate seeing a bottle not even half drink. Jake, you have to try. Listen, I'm going down. I am buying as many bottles of that original benchmark eight,
Mhm.
and I'm going to put that up there.
Yep.
And I'm going to sell it like it's a high-end bourbon because it tastes like a high-end. That should be
good.
their high-end.
And what is
It
this?
is
Just an 8-year-old single barrel?
No, it's just
Just an 8-year-old
nothing
blend?
about nothing about the amount of barrels. Just their standard product.
Wow.
What was it? How much was it?
$17.
No shit.
$17 bottle.
And what was this
That
one?
wipes the socks off of a lot of the other ones.
Yeah, that one's 17, and then most of the rest are like 22. I think maybe the foolproof gets to 24, which we haven't tried yet. I'm hopeful that the foolproof is just more of the good stuff.
Yeah,
Well, I'm looking. What's that?
that's the one last week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is
you can try
top
it
floor.
next.
Top floor,
Top 4.
which might have been the most letdown that we had of the
Oh, yeah.
series so far. Top
yeah.
top
Totally.
floor, like there's different temperatures in those rick houses, and Eagle Rare. So going back to the Eagle Rare standard comparison, is aged for 10 years, but on the bottom floor, so lower temperatures, more even aging through the seasons. And I think that shows in like smoothness at the end of 10 years. But like the top floor obviously gets hotter and has higher fluctuations through the seasons. So you should be able to age things faster up there. So that top floor should have exhibited some strange notes, maybe even like some funky characteristics, from bacteria and stuff, but it didn't.
Not at all. But I will say one thing. Each one was different.
Each one is
They
absolutely
don't
different.
have near the same flavor.
Yeah.
And even though they
And
were
that-
just like single profile,
Mhm.
they were still unique in their own
Mhm.
way.
And
I'll
just
give 'em that.
just knowing what I know about beer, that has to be extremely difficult to like make 6 very, very different products under that
Yeah.
umbrella when starting with the original ingredients and just doing aging differences or blending differences.
What we should have done, and we didn't do this, maybe we should try it. We should blend each one of these together and have like an infinity benchmark bottle and see what that tastes like.
Yeah. We
would
polished
be
off
pretty
a
cool.
couple of them, so we'll have to
We
get
did.
ones.
We'll have to buy them again.
Well, I think what you were saying with the blending, I mean, E.H. Taylor markets that quite a bit, where like Warehouse C, right, is supposed to be the gold mine of the warehouses because of that consistency of the temperatures that they get out of it. And I don't know if it's just where they located the warehouse and the property. I don't know enough about it, but they do market heavy on that, consistency in the temperature of that one warehouse.
It has to do with winds coming through the windows and everything. These are Buffalo Trace products, by the way.
Benchmark is.
Benchmark is Buffalo
Okay.
Trace's
didn't know that.
lowest line.
And then if you get a tornado that rips through a building, then
Then the bottle's worth
it's gold.
30 grand.
Yeah.
All right, let's start with Jake on rating this.
Yep.
We're going to rate the bourbon first.
Yeah, so standalone bourbon really had me interested at first with some of the flavors, the honey and the pineapple. Was really expecting something to come out of this bottle, and it just didn't deliver. having a hard time getting any flavor out of the front end. The back end was a kind of typical spices. It's nothing to write home about by any means. I mean, I don't want to say it was bad, but there was nothing there to get me excited about. I'm gonna flat rate it at a 5.0.
I'm not much further off.
Mm-hmm.
I think last week,
I think we're like 6
Six.
2,
Yeah.
somewhere in there.
I feel like this one is definitely a step down,
Mhm.
to be honest with you. I agree, Jake. I'm not going to go a 5. I'm going to do like a 5.8.
Mhm.
I'll give it a 5.8.
I'm actually just starting to get pineapple in the taste of this thing, which is kind of weird.
Now I want to taste it again.
Yeah.
Let me try it. Did I miss something?
Mhm. I'm starting to get, it's starting to like kind of come around and develop, and we're only halfway into this bottle. You know, we're keeping a short episode here, but I think we're gonna probably keep drinking this, and it's gonna keep changing, and our rating's probably gonna go up. But knowing what we know now, this isn't a whiskey I'd keep in the well to mix with like club soda, because there isn't like, and maybe there are. We'll go out and try, but with like a Jim Beam, when you do that, you get vanilla and oak that come forward, right? I don't
Mhm.
think you're going to get much out of this if you mix it with club. You might get, pineapple, and you might end up with a really tropical whiskey drink, and that could be cool. We're going to let you know. But it doesn't have those other saving graces that a lot of other whiskeys have. It's got unique notes. Like as soon as we poured it, you could smell honey from across the room, and now it's turning into pineapple. I think it's kind of got some fun things there, but I'm also right with you guys. I'm probably gonna call it a 5.6.
There we go.
So I think we're at like 5.5.
5.5 average.
Yeah.
Okay. 5.5.
Yeah.
I'm going to say something here.
Mm-hmm.
The cigar is really good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's rated. I don't know if it's
Yeah, we
like
should look. It doesn't look like a rated cigar.
it doesn't say anything on the box or anything about rated, but
Here's
That's
a label
true.
if
It
you
would,
need
it would be on there.
it would be. It typically would be. If I had to say so, if this was rated by CI or anybody, I'm gonna say it's a 91.
I had 93.
I hope it's a 92. That'd be so fucking. We might actually look and think like maybe know what we're talking about,
Mhm.
but I don't think it's even gonna be rated.
Don't see a rating here on CI. Oh, here it is. Good news. Punch Diablo has earned an awesome 93.
Oh!
So it's a good rating.
Yeah.
That's a good rating.
and
So
and
for-
for that price point, this
Yeah.
thing's a home run.
It is a home run.
There's also 4 countries coming together in this, which
Mm.
is
So,
fun, right?
What do you have?
You have
Dominican.
an Ecuador Sumatra wrapper, Nicaragua.
There's got to be like a Mexican broadleaf in there. For the Diablo name, has to be.
Ecuadorian, Nicaraguan, Honduran, and Connecticut broadleaf.
Connecticut.
Wow.
That's cool.
Wow, is right. I guess the Ecuadorian that makes a lot of sense, right? And the Honduran.
I wouldn't have expected Connecticut.
Mhm.
Definitely.
Me either, for sure.
Because all of the Connecticut's I usually come across are very light. Very light.
This
So
is
the
dark.
pairing,
Or meant to be dark. Maybe that's what smooths it out.
the cigar definitely brought. I can't even say this. The bourbon brought more out in the cigar.
Mm.
To be honest with you, it brought more flavor out. I wouldn't go the other way around at all. I don't think anything's really doing much for this bourbon, if that makes any sense.
No, it does. The bourbon highlights the cigar. I don't know that you're going to get something to highlight the bourbon. Like you said, maybe you mix it with the club soda and you get some more of those sweeter flavor profiles,
Mhm.
but this is hard to unlock some things out
We're
of
gonna,
it.
find out in the after hours.
I hate rating this one
Yeah.
because it's going to be a low rating.
Yeah.
But it's still a fantastic cigar.
Mhm.
Surprisingly, I'm shocked.
Mhm.
I didn't expect this much out of this
Nope.
cigar.
Mm-mm.
We kind of just saw it in the case. And we're like,
Yeah.
oh, that's a brand I've never heard of. It's called Punch. It's like, there's a lot of breweries out there who name the brewery after a piece of the process or something like that. So you see a cigar that's punch, it's like, yeah, you just named it after, what you do as soon as you go to light the thing.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, that's phoned in, but
I think we hit the profile though.
mm-hmm.
I think that going with this style cigar, knowing it was going to have a little more punch to it,
Mm-hmm.
and knowing that, it was just that alone, we needed that with this bourbon. And so the next time we get the benchmark, I'm going to do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go a little better on it,
Darker.
on the cigar.
Mm-hmm.
But we definitely need a dark, flavorful, like cigar.
Mhm.
Nothing sweet. You know what I mean? It's got to be like robust and just like boom.
Mhm.
And that's what I'm going to go for next time. But the pairing, I think we actually nailed it. I think it's a good pairing. It's just the bourbon is not what we want it to be.
Yeah, and I would say the rating of the pairing, the bourbon, it brings down the rating. If you were to stand alone on the cigar, it absolutely is a
Yeah,
standout
for sure.
shout out. Yeah, so my rating on the pair, and again, this is the bourbon bringing down the rating of the cigar, but I'm gonna go a 5.7.
Wow.
5.7.
That's tough.
I was a 5 flat though on the
Mm-hmm.
bourbon alone.
So I'm gonna go a 6.7 on the pairing. I think the pairing, like, without a lot of thought put into it, I think the pairing was good. But the bourbon definitely brought down the cigar.
Yeah.
I wish I would have had the cigar with something else, to be honest with you, because it would have been a power rating.
I mean, this is wild. I'm trying to atomize it across my tongue right now, and it's more than pineapple. It's going through this real range of tropical,
So I'm getting
star
that.
fruit, papaya, mango, pineapple. It's pretty cool.
I'm smelling it.
Yeah.
I could smell a little more in it too. Definitely coming around.
Yeah, it's definitely coming.
Definitely coming around. I almost drank that down the wrong tube.
I get a lot of apple out of it now, like a Honeycrisp apple.
After you said apple, I was trying to atomize it again, and it was definitely a lot of green apple characteristics. And in beer, that's an off flavor. That means you dump it down the drain. But in whiskey, I don't think it's the same case.
All right, that was good.
Mm-hmm.
So listen, go back to the basics with Benchmark.
Yeah.
$17 bottle.
Yeah.
Still the number one. We have 2 more to go, right?
We do. Next, we've got the single barrel, which is a total freaking wild card, and the foolproof, which I expect to be similar to the first one we had that we loved, but at 125 proof.
Ooh, hot.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's hotter than Stag, isn't it?
I had a Stag barrel pick by the state of North Carolina that was 136. And it was the highest I've ever had. And then I went looking through the Stag batches, and it's higher than any batch of Stag ever was.
Did that burn when you peed? I mean, damn. 136. Holy
Should've.
fuck.
I think I had like 9 pours of that. It was so
What?
freaking good.
And you didn't get out of bed the next
because-
morning, did you?
We did not. I mean, it's when you have good foolproof whiskeys, they have body and mouthfeel to back it up. Like Booker's is syrupy, and that can get up to 130. And Stag, I don't think has the body that Booker's has, but I think it has really substantial body. So there's ways you can look past that ethanol.
Interesting. You had to find every way possible.
Yeah, you do, man. That was freaking
Man.
hot. It was
Did
freaking hot.
you cube it?
No.
No.
Never.
Of course.
Never.
Right. Okay. Wow. I can't wait.
Yeah.
So wait, the benchmark is what? 126? Is that what you said?
125.
125. Okay.
Mhm.
That's gonna be exciting. When is that? That's 2 more, right?
Yeah, I mean, whatever order we decide, but single barrel and full proof.
We'll have to figure out who's gonna be on for
probably.
that one.
Yeah, full proof's probably the capstone.
Maybe we'll have Danny do a review
Yeah.
before he goes on for rehab on Sunday.
Mhm.
Maybe afterwards.
We'll see what he usually likes.
Wow. So we're doing an interview on Tuesday at noon on Backyard Broadcasting, and it's the local rock channel. And we're gonna have an interview, a couple minutes, maybe 10, who knows. And I'm super excited about it.
Mhm.
Like Danny's a cool guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be fun.
Mhm.
He's gonna have so much fun here too.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Next
that-
Sunday,
99.3 or 94.9?
99.3. WZXR.
Yeah, that's 99.3.
Yeah.
All right, I'll have the radio on.
Do it.
Yeah.
Good times.
For sure.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Let's go party.
All right.
Let's do it.
Cheers, guys.
everybody. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Cheers.
Yeah, still single